welcome to today's Starseed Healing Circle. Wow, what a month. I thought this last month would be so much better. But it seemed that the energies, the sort of the heavy, dense, I think sad energies is the best word that I can find to describe it, has been lingering. So we are one day away. Yesterday was the new moon in Sagittarius. I'm no astrologer. I'll put that right out there. That's my partner's place. I don't know anything too much about astrology. I just know we had the new moon in Sagittarius, and as far as I understand, that normally indicates that there's new beginnings or sort of new emotional cycles starting, and it usually plants some seeds for optimism, like something to be optimistic about. I did say last month that things were going to get better and the energy was going to lift. I guess the time wasn't quite right yet, so perhaps this new moon in Sagittarius is heralding in this new energy. So this is a really good time to visualize a good, new, bright, happy future, and a time to let go of any painful parts, and yeah, time to let go of the past. So let's see what comes up in today's reading. I've already dowsed. Again, we're using the Book of Doors, and as normal, we have the 8-sided die that we use to find which cards to use. And I have not done any analysis, so I'm going to go do that analysis on the spot while we are going through with the work. Okay, so let us start with our tuning for today. So our light code for today is the Dream Flow Lightcode. We've actually had this one quite a number of times coming up, and with these light codes, I normally browse through an extensive list of the Pleiadian music library to see which one we need to tune in with. And I guess we need this dreaming energy. So close your eyes, take a nice slow deep breath in and out, and just bring yourself into your heart space. Think about what it is that you would like to manifest. What would you like to let go of? What would you like to bring into your life? Where do you want to heal? And once you have some clarity about that, open your eyes and allow your eyes to gently rest upon the light code. Or perhaps trace the light code so that it becomes a labyrinth for the eyes. So I like to trace it from one side to another, and I just reverse the direction. And I like to then focus, while I'm doing that, focus on what my goals and vision is for the session. You can spend as much time here as you need. This is your time to tune in, to connect to the group collective, to your own goal. And also see, you may find that there's certain areas of the light code that really draws your attention. And if your eyes just want to rest there, just allow that to happen. Good. So as I mentioned, we're working with the Book of Doors. Today is just a reading, and then in our next session we will look at a healing around that, and then we'll do our attunement. So we're going to go through our cycle again. Here we go again. Okay, so let's have a look at what comes up in this reading. Same spread as always with this particular deck. Top section, or the top tier with one card, is your spiritual section. Then the second level is the mental level. The third level down is the emotional level, and the fourth level down is the physical level. The first card represents our guiding principle. So this is really why we are here today. What is calling us into this space? And then it's going to take us through to our thought patterns, that we've had in the past and where we are going, and then into the emotions that we had and where we are going, and then we go into our actions and physicality. I don't know if you can hear the rock pigeon outside going. This one's a bit of an insomniac. He sings throughout the night. 3 o'clock in the morning, I have this rock pigeon going. And it's not like I live in the city or anything. I live on a farm. So it is quiet and dark outside. So I don't know what's happening with this insomniac. But anyway, he's singing outside for you. Right, so let's have a look. Our guiding principle that we have is SHU-TEFNUT. Now, SHU-TEFNUT is like, I think the closest that we could get, and it's not really that close, in the tarot would be the Lovers. Lovers in the tarot is about making a choice or decision. With the SHU-TEFNUT story, there was no choice or decision. They are so in love that they are just holding on to each other. They're clinging on. So Shu, the male with the feather on the head, is air, and Tefnut, with the sun disk above her head, is moisture. So air and moisture intermingles and they are completely merged together. And the story goes that they loved each other so much that they could not let go of each other. And then Amun, their father, actually separated them. So he placed Geb in between them. Geb is the earth, to keep them apart. So basically, when this card comes up, it's about the attraction of opposites. It is about something that's harmonious and beneficial. It could be about a union or a partnership or whatever. So it's really coming together. But I guess in the background there is that sort of little bittersweet energy of there may be a separation of sorts. But we'll see how the other cards pan out to see how that's going to go. But this is our guiding principle. So where we are right now, there's a melting pot of opposites happening, but it is usually, when this card comes up, something for the better or something for positive. So the next one is our thought patterns and how we've been thinking in the past and what's still influencing us right now. And here we have APEP, and APEP's actually also come up a number of times in our readings. APEP is the serpent that is the what do you call it? He's the I can't find my word. He's the opposite of Ra, or he's Ra's enemy. Ra is the sun god. So APEP's mission in life is to destroy the light. And you'll notice that here his body is full of knives that's stuck in him. That's Ra attacking him to try and kill APEP. But for the Egyptians, they also believed in a yin-yang, so positive and negative. So it was that you can't have the one without the other one. So we need both positive and negative. Where we are right now in this 3D reality, yes, we are trying to get out of here. We are moving, or not trying to get out of here, but we're trying to move on to our ascension process so we can do that quantum leap into the 5th dimension. But where we are right now in the 3rd dimension, we need these polarities. And it's the message that I keep getting throughout this month, where the energy is quite heavy and intense and dense, is that we need to appreciate the heavy, dense, negative energies as well, because through that we can get springboarded into something higher and greater and lighter. So when APEP comes up, this usually shows oppression of some sort. It could be unconscious fears or subconscious fears, memories. It could even be childhood stuff that's coming up to the surface. When those things come up, like you can see that he's full of knives. Our job is to take these thoughts, feelings, fears, and emotions and meet them head on. We need to conquer them, but we need to conquer them in a loving, kind way. right in the center, in the middle of the card, is Noon. Noon is the nothingness or the void. So if we're looking from a sort of a Indian perspective, Om, which is the void or the nothingness, Ong is that creation, the first creation that we have. So APEP and Ra were two of the first creations, the yin and the yang, that were created. And we need both of those where we are right here in this ocean of this reality. So our future guidance for where we are wanting to go on a mental level is KERH. And KERH is about a transmission of energy, and it's about really realizing our plans. Now, as I'd mentioned in some of the other readings before, if you have listened to those, the frog is associated with male energy and the serpent is associated with feminine energy. And you'll see here that KERH is standing on top of the serpent that's coiled with infinity. So he's standing on the feminine. So he's firmly rooted and grounded and anchored within the feminine. Yet he's got the assertive, sort of action-orientated male energy on top. And above his head, there is a beam of light coming in. So that's the transmission of energy or the receiving of information. And when I look at the rest of the information on the card, what I get is we need to just get quiet and receive. I think that with APEP, we've been very distracted. We've been very busy in the mind, perhaps a bit of anxiety coming up. But where our guidance for the future is to get quiet, to get calm, step into the breath, get that balance between your heart and your head going, and allow yourself to receive what you need to receive at this time. So I think, yeah, that's what I would get from these two. Yeah, definitely. Okay, right. Now we're going into the emotional side. So we're looking at our past usage of our emotions, and then our bridge. The bridge is where we are right now, and then our wishes and expectations. Now, the first one that we have, ANER-EN-REKH. ANER-EN-REKH is it's the goddess of alchemy and magic, and yeah, it's really about the distillation of experiences. It's about transformation. It's about, yeah, any transformation when it comes to alchemy. Alchemy does not just mean gold or creating gold or the chalice of life or whatever, but it's our own emotional transformation as well. And so the idea is to become perfected in whatever it is that we are experiencing. So there's a very strong magical quality here, or stepping into the light body. So I think this is all the work that we've been doing. We've been alchemizing and transmuting, transforming and healing, and working on quite deep levels. The bridge where we are right now is AMENTA. Now AMENTA, well, I can't remember if this particular card has come up. It may have. I know the last gate has come up quite a few times. But AMENTA is our journey into the underworld. And according to the Egyptians, when you pass away or when you transition, you've got these gateways that you need to go through, and each gateway is a test. And along the way, you'll have APEP. We've seen the serpent before. He'll have APEP coming to try and destroy your soul as you go through these gates. So here we are starting a new journey into our darkness. We're starting a journey into our unknown, into our fears. And here it's not negative, because we're stepping into a space of change. We're stepping into a new direction, a new way of being, and it's unknown. And unknown is always a scary, fearful place to be. And this is also going to bring me to, I need to make a note of that. Let me just do that right now, because I need to speak about this when we do our master section. Okay, right. Sorry, just had to do that right now. Otherwise, I know I'm going to forget. But that note's down. So that's for our master section. 2 weeks from now. So healing. No. Healing, then attunement, and we'll probably bring it into the attunement as well, and then into the coaching session. Okay, so here we are going into that new unknown adventure. And I know it's going to be scary. Fear is or change is always a scary thing, but sometimes we need to take that plunge. And here's where it gets nice, because after that, now this is also within this deck. Remember, I have mentioned this a few times. When a card comes up twice, because we throw a die, it's not, we don't take it out of the deck. We don't shuffle this deck and work with it, because we throw the die. It's possible to have one card coming up more than once. When the same card comes up, we put down the NETERU card, which then translates to anything is possible. And yeah, anything that you can imagine, you can make happen. And what's amazing here is that the AMENTA card came up again. So this could mean two things here. It could mean that where we are, our bridge is AMENTA, it's our new journey and adventure, and where we are wanting to go is also, we are wanting to go on this journey, we are wanting to go through this transformation that started with ANER-EN-REKH. We are wanting to go into this new excitement and into our own darkness. Or it could mean that we've gone through this darkness, or as we are going through this darkness, we are transforming and transmuting into whatever it is that you are wishing to have. So whenever NETERU cards comes up, it's a really positive space. It's a very good one to have and to work with. So I'm really happy with this. It does feel, I mean, actually just doing this reading, I'm already feeling the energy is feeling a lot lighter than moments ago before I started. Okay, so let's move on to the next tier. So the next level down, this is our physical action or physical level. So our first one is our actions that we had in the past that are still having an effect on where we are now. Then we go to our ideals and aspirations, our implementation of ideas, and our outcome or possible outcome. So here we have for the way that we've used our actions in the past, we have AMMIT. Now, AMMIT's not the best card to have ever in the spread, but if you have it in the spread, having it on the right side of the spread is actually not too bad. Usually AMMIT indicates danger or something that some form of adversity or something that's really heavy, dense, or hard or difficult. AMMIT is literally, she's a devourer of souls. So she sits in the underworld where your heart is being weighed against the feather of Ma'at, the feather of truth. And Ma'at we've got as the third card down here. And if your heart is heavier than the feather of Ma'at, then AMMIT literally devours your soul and you are not coming back or going anywhere. The Egyptians believed in reincarnation as well as the afterlife, and the reason they mummified the bodies was they believed that as long as your physical body is intact, you can spend that time in the afterworld. If your body has been destroyed, or if any of your 9 bodies, because they've got 9 bodies in their mythologies and in their things, and I'm going to make a note of that as well. This is something I can bring into the coaching section. Okay, so there we go. So if one of the 9 bodies are destroyed, or actually all of the 9 bodies are destroyed, then it forces your soul to come back to another life. Now, of course, if your main soul has been destroyed completely, then there is no coming back and there's no going to the afterlife, and then you are nothing and you are completely obliterated. So the AMET energy is not a nice energy to want to deal with. So for me, seeing this on the right-hand side, left-hand side, left, sorry, my left and right's all mixed up, jumbled up. On my left-hand side, having the AMET there shows that we've gone through a difficult time. We've gone through something that was very, very tough, something that really tried us. And this is taking us onto our new ideals and aspirations. And here we have KERH. KERH, same as with KERH, we've got the frog head, and then this time the serpent is underneath his feet and also behind him, and he's got this flames going around him. And KERH is associated with cycles and timing and events, and is usually associated with eternity. So when KERH comes up, it usually indicates that we are, like, timing wise, we are exactly where we need to be. The time is right. So if we look at how, let me just quickly zip back again, how this all fits together, what we would do is, like ANER-EN-REKH and AMENTA, they would directly connect with KERH. ANER-EN-REKH would also connect with AMMIT. So these the connections go diagonally wherever the cards sort of touch each other. We look at how they communicate with each other. So when we've got ANER-EN-REKH and AMENTA touching in onto KERH, it means this is the right time to go onto this adventure. It's the right time to connect. If we then look a little bit further up, KERH and APEP connects in with AMENTA, and APEP will connect with ANER-EN-REKH, while KERH would connect with NETERU. So where we are right now is a good time to make those transformations and transitions and moving into the new directions that we wanted to go. The time is right for this. So whatever we're going to do here is going to be of significance to the future. How we are going to implement our ideas and our decisions and our actions, here we have Ma'at. Now Ma'at is the goddess of truth and justice, and it does have a little bit of a energy of sort of things are written in the stars, so sort of things are as it is or as it should be. And I'm going to make another note. I'm very note making today. Sorry. So I'm just, that's something that we could do in both attunement as well as in the healing section. So what I'm going to do is I'll just bring that Ma'at energy in. So here we've got truth, justice. So I would say that our guidance or how we need to implement our decisions is really to be true to yourself, to really know your truth on a deep level, and to move into that depth with conviction. I think that a lot of us make our decisions based on what would the people say, what would the people think. We try and people please, we try and make things better for other people, we don't want to hurt other people. But Ma'at is really saying, drop into your heart and do things that you feel you need to do for yourself, and that's going to be relevant to where you are. Because if we just look back at all of these things, this is part of AMENTA and also NETERU. That's the two cards that's sitting above Ma'at. So we need to go on this journey, and that's going to lead us to where we need to go. And the thing is, the best part here is that the final card that we have is the Bennu bird. And the Bennu is associated, or in Western culture is known as the phoenix. So the Bennu is about renewal of life. It's about new beginnings. It's rising from the ashes. It's rebirth. It's getting rid of the old. And this is really what the Sagittarius moon is about, isn't it? New moon Sagittarius, yeah. It's about shedding the old, getting rid of what no longer suits, what no longer fits. Um, Stepping into a new freedom, a new way of being. So I feel very positive about this one. I know in the last reading I said that, but in a way, like, I still feel that the energy is a lot lighter compared to what we had in the last one. So I did think that November was going to be a little bit of a lighter energy, but it seems to have been quite a dense energy as well. But it's part of our growth, and it's part of our journey and where we are going and what it's all about. Okay, so then how do we take all of this? How do we take this all further? Where do we take it all to the next level? So what I've done is I drew another card. This is from the Soul Plan deck, and just to check what does the future hold? How can we put this into sort of an actionable space? So, oops, let's come back to my setup. So the card that came up is the 18-9. And I have to confess, this is one of my favorite energies in Soul Plan. And I don't have the 18-9 in my chart, but like since learning Soul Plan, I've been like looking at ways that I can change my name so I could have an 18-9 in the energy. But I have come to the realization I don't need to actually bring this in because I already work this energy. So the 18-9 energy is a really beautiful energy. It's a very powerful energy. It's about really stepping into your power. It's about trusting your own voice, your own guidance. Yeah, power is one of the main words associated with this. The finality and solution that we have here, that's really what the symbol is all about. The symbol is really about sort of goal, meeting your goals. Like if you have a goal in mind, to find a solution and then to get to the finality of that. But beyond this, it's also about past lives, future lives, parallel lives, beyond the veil, energies that is not always present here. So these little sort of the feather-like thing that's sitting on top is the connections to all the different lives, and we are pulling those energies into this reality where we are using it in this reality. And this is what the magic is of this particular energy that I really, really love. It really is about connecting to all of your different aspects, whether you believe in reincarnation or not, whether it's different subconscious or different consciousness levels that you're bringing in, whether it is spiritual connections that you're bringing in, it doesn't matter. It really is about connecting to yourself on a much deeper level from all different angles and putting those things into this now space reality where you can implement those thoughts, ideas, and techniques into this space. So what I will do is I will give you a list of support and crystals that you can use. There is an affirmation for this particular energy. I'll just quickly read that. I open my spiritual sight to the wonders and multifaceted nature of creation. I see deeply the holy essence of one and all. I see the light. I open my spiritual sight to the wonders and multifaceted nature of creation. I see deeply the holy essence of one and all. I see the light. I open my spiritual sight to the wonders and multifaceted nature of creation. I see deeply the holy essence of one and all. I see the light. There is also a mantra associated with this particular energy. You'll see that in the bottom left-hand corner of the card, Zao Ram. So if you wanted to, you could chant that or sing that. And usually what we would do is sing it something like, let's see if I can get into this now. Zao Ram. And you can repeat that as often and as much as you like. As we chant this mantra, we connect to this energy, the 18-9 energy, and we connect on archetypal level. So it does take you into a new space as well. So yes, I'm going to give you some homework that you can follow. You can get that in the description below. And that is our reading for today. I must say I'm getting a little bit of a sort of that tingly energies around the back of the ears. That's always a good sign. So for me, when the energies are going into alignment, I get these tingles. It usually starts behind my ears and then it goes around my knees, and then I know my knees are already tingling as well. So I'm looking forward to this month ahead. And so I will see you in our next session. I'm sending you so much love and light. Take care.